Hey friends, Ilse here. So today I want to give you a brief overview of the entire journey of bringing the nervous system from this place of contraction back into a sense of regulation, then liberation, and then expansion. Over the last 18 years plus of being a psychotherapist, an expansion expert, and a strategist for entrepreneurs and leaders, I found that nervous system contractions are literally the biggest block to being able to step into that next level in our business, in our relationships, in our leadership, and in our receivership. When your nervous system is contracted, it's like being in a constant state of overwhelm and constriction, where everything feels far away, everything feels hard, everything feels like too much. It's almost like being in a straitjacket. It's like something in you knows that there's an easier way, that you're meant for more, that you're like the rope in the tug of war. Something in you wants more visibility, more clients, more support, more money. And yet there's something holding you back. There's something that basically says being this free, being this big, being this authentic is not safe. And so there is this weird little dance that's happening, and it's extremely painful because something in you, whether you want to call that your soul or a deep knowing, your higher self, knows that this is not my life, that I can do more, I can receive more, I can be more. And so that's what we're working on. So when a client comes to me, they often have this vision, this big vision for themselves, for their lives, for their business that feels blocked. And often the block comes because something inside them doesn't feel safe or worthy of achieving or receiving it yet. That lack of safety, that lack of worthiness is essentially rooted in the nervous system, which is all about survival and keeping us small and silent so that we can stay safe. So when we're working with the nervous system and bringing ourselves out of all these contractions, which were created through trauma, through conditionings, sometimes through shit that has been passed down from generations. So when we're working on bringing ourselves out of contractions, the first step is always regulation. And regulation is all about safety and belonging, essentially choosing our right to exist and being able to be here fully and intentionally. Most people don't realize that existing, is a choice. The world is full of people who are half alive, who tiptoe through life, not claiming themselves, not claiming their desires, people who are trying to stay small and be invisible instead of taking their seat, as is their birthright. So the first step is always regulation. It's always bringing into a sense that I'm safe right now. I'm safe being here. It's okay for me to exist and be alive and to belong to this world. Once we feel that our existence is a right, that it is safe for us to be here, then we can start moving into liberation. So that ground of safety and essentially claiming our existence is the first step. The liberation phase of nervous system expansion work, essentially, is all about becoming free to be ourselves. It's about liberating the fullness of who we are. We're healing all the traumas, the conditioning. We're releasing everything in us that's been bound up to stay safe. And we're doing that so that we can come both into a sense of safety within ourselves, but also a sense that it is safe to be fully expressed. So here we are essentially releasing the conditioning, the wounds that essentially have taught us that it's not okay to be ourselves, that it's not okay to live for us. And we're claiming that we belong to ourselves and that our life belongs to us. So we start to feel here in this liberation process of the nervous system, we start to feel at home, like we are our own home. We feel at home in our own skin. We start to feel at home in our own life. We start to become our own ground of safety and our own anchor. And so, like when I was talking about the regulation piece and why we're in contraction, there is this sense around safety and worthiness. In this level, in the second level around liberation, we're really starting to release everything inside us that doesn't feel enough, that doesn't feel worthy, that doesn't feel deserving of what we want and of being ourselves, essentially. So here we're moving beyond just feeling safe to exist and to be here and to belong to our life, to this world. And we're starting to really embody that I am already whole and it is safe to be me. It is safe to love what I love and it is safe to want what I want. So that's liberation. Then we move on to expansions. So once we have those two core ground of safety, safe being here and existing and safe being me, then we start to claim that it is safe to take space. It is safe to claim our power, our magic, our bigness, and it is safe to be seen in that bigness. So with expansion, it's all about that next level. It's all about actually starting to feel safe with our own authority, with claiming that own authority, starting to feel safe with wanting what we want and going after what we want, and doing so in a way that's unapologetic. When people get to this place of expansion, there's a sort of releasing of all the second guessing, all the stressing, all the people pleasing, because now we're really anchoring our identity into this next level version of ourselves, a version of ourselves who has fully claimed his or her own wholeness, completion, sovereignty. So in this expansion, we're really anchoring our identity. It's not just about the nervous system anymore. It's also about our identity. We're anchoring our identity in this inexhaustible, unwavering ground of safety and trust. And we are really starting to be free of all the traumas and conditioning and wounding, disappointments, betrayals, losses of our past. And we're starting to really be able to move. It's not even like we're moving past our comfort zone. We are literally expanding our comfort zone so that we stay safe and comfortable, being more, achieving more, receiving more, and holding more. So here we're really becoming the version of us who was born to do big things and is no longer holding back. There is, in this expansion phase, there is a claiming that our life is our own. And our primary responsibility is to live and actualize the fullness of our being and of our potential, which when you are a leader, you're an entrepreneur, that's part of your sacred work. In expansion, we are teaching our nervous system to essentially feel safe with more, with achieving, receiving, holding more. We are increasing our capacity for wholeness and wealth and embodying a brand new paradigm of receivership. So in regulation, we're finding the ground of safety with existing and being here and belonging. With liberation, we're finding the ground of safety with being ourselves and being fully and authentically self-expressed. And we're starting to feel at home in our own being, like we are our own anchor. No one else can validate us. No one else can shake us off. We are anchored in our own sense of sovereignty and our own being. And then in expansion, we're moving into feeling safe with more, being more, having more, with impact, being seen in a bigger way. So it's all about taking those two sense of safety from the first two steps. I'm safe being here, I'm safe being myself, and I'm safe being big. We're literally 10xing these first two levels of safety so that we can have a huge impact on the world and really create the kind of life that's going to truly nourish and delight us, including the receivership in terms of money and all of that. So that's a really short overview of the whole journey and the different types of safety that we must really anchor to really come into our own and into the fullness and the actualization of our potential. So I'm going to give you a brief CTA here, call to action. If you sense that in some way you're blocking yourself, you're blocking your ease, your visibility, your ability to create, achieve, and receive abundantly, and you want to rewire that. You want to rewire yourself, your life, your business for peaceful growth, for consistent results, for easeful and joyful receiving and wealth without stressing, without second guessing yourself, without pushing or sabotaging. Then I want to invite you to click the link in the description of this video and for you and I to sit down for 90 minutes and do an intensive. And as someone who's new to my work, you have access to my Wired for Wealth intensive at 60% off. And I usually open 2 to 3 of those per month. And I think I have a couple left at this point. So if you want to do this, just click the link. It's going to give you all the details of everything you receive in there. In this 90-minute intensive, we're going to explore your unique wounds and blocks that are essentially holding you back and are creating an interference between where you're at and where you want to be, essentially blocking your easeful expansion and your joyful receivership. And then I'm going to take you through my proprietary process step by step. And I'm going to show you exactly how to come out of contraction and bring yourself back into liberation and expansion, and how to unlock the power of your nervous system for more of everything you want. All right, that's what I have for you. I hope this brief training was helpful, and I'll see you soon.